You know, summer, it's full of fun, vacations, and of course, a little spending. Whether it's a family vacation to the beach or just something fun you want to do around town, money is going to be spent. In fact, a new study found that 34% of Americans don't feel financially secure enough to enjoy summer. According to a Bankrate survey, more than a third of American travelers plan to go into debt for their summer vacations. That same survey found that half of Americans are then skipping a vacation because they're citing affordability as the main issue. Well, more people are actually opting for shorter vacations closer to home instead of traveling out of state or even abroad. Nearly 2/3 feel taking more frequent short vacations would be more restful than going on fewer long vacations. Now, that tends to be the rise of a new trend called day guesting. This is where people use a hotel or resort's facilities like their pool or their spas or their rooms, even for just a day.
And I think a lot of that has to do with less of the logistics involved and the often far travel. And they get to just focus on the actual vacation brain that you get when you're experiencing kind of days of escapism, rather than some of the negative externalities associated with planning a longer trip.
Among parents, 43% say it's harder to budget during the summer. They say they're budgeting more for their kids' activities than their own activities. But those activities could be considered even a tax write-off. Listen to this. Summer day camp expenses may qualify for a tax credit. If you're paying someone to care for a child or a dependent, you may be able to reduce your federal income tax by claiming this on your tax return. It's available to people who have to pay for child care services in order to work or to look for work.
The credit basically is for the expenses incurred for, say, the day camp, the daycare, up to $3,000 per child, and for 2 children or more, it can go up to 6, depending on, of course, their income and the actual expenditures. And it's actually calculated on Form 2441, the dependent care credit. So if you're sending your child to daycare and they're under age 13, it's a good possibility they'll get a tax credit. The parents will.
All right, so here are 5 facts to remember about the Child and Dependent Care Credit. The cost of day camp or daycare or a babysitter may count towards the credit, but expenses for overnight camps do not qualify. Whether your child care provider is that sitter at your home or a facility, you may get some tax benefit. You'll need the name of the child care provider, the address, and the total amount paid. The credit can be up to 35% of your qualifying expenses, depending on your income. Of course, the summer, a great time to teach kids about financial responsibility. More than 2 million high school and college students are expected to work summer jobs or internships this year, with the goal, of course, of earning a little extra cash and to build their skill set. So how do we help our kids learn good money lessons with their summer job earnings? Well, for teens who have summer jobs, local money experts we talked with said parents should make kids some rules before the first paycheck comes in. The suggestion is the 80-10-10 rule. 80% of their check goes into savings, 10% to giving to others, and 10% on the fun spending.
Learning what to do and how to save, putting monies aside for themselves. Like I said, even if it's putting some in a piggy bank or in a jar when they get paid, so that they're not spending it all before they can really see the fruits of their labor.
Another way to teach your kids financial responsibility this summer, involve them in planning the family vacation budget. Sit down together, list the expenses involved in the vacation, talk about price, what you can do to get a better deal, where the money's going to come from. Also discuss setting priorities within that budget. Now, when it comes to booking trips, you might need to consider travel insurance, just in case you need to cancel at the last minute. If you're on the fence, most experts say you just need to go ahead and pay for the insurance. You can't expect the unexpected, and you don't want to be caught without a cushion.
Always get some type of travel insurance. If you are, I'm going to be honest, if it's just a domestic trip, get the insurance that the airline offers.
Not every reason for canceling a trip will qualify under the coverage, of course. Say if you fall, break your leg, you will get your entire prepaid, non-refundable trip cost back as long as the entire amount was insured. Other covered reasons include the death of the person you're traveling with, inclement weather, or job termination. The insurance will not cover foreseeable events like childbirth, dental treatments, participation in dangerous activities. So don't plan on going skydiving or bungee jumping on the trip and expect it to be covered. Now, not only is it travel season, it's also the start of wedding season. 28% of couples get married between June and August. That's according to Knot.com. June is the second most popular month to get married. That's right behind September. That in turn makes it the most expensive month to get married due to supply and demand. Newlyweds can take some stress off by getting a few things done regarding their taxes now. That's right. Make sure to report any name changes to the Social Security Administration. The name on a person's tax return must match what's on file. Also, you need to update your address, notify the Postal Service, your employers, and the IRS of any address changes. And don't forget to update your withholdings.
Updating their withholding to go from a single rate to a married filing jointly rate, and kind of consider all that because they could be in a higher tax bracket when you combine two incomes. So you want to have enough withholding factored in so that they don't get a tax surprise on their tax return at year end.
Well, married people can choose to file their federal income taxes jointly or separately each year. Also, taxpayers' marital status as of December 31st is what determines their tax filing options for the entire year. If you missed any of this information, we're going to have it on our website. WFMY News 2 at 6 coming up next.